Up next on the show, there has been a lot of conversations about AI right now. How would you feel about a robot taking care of you in a hospital, for example, or maybe assisting you in surgery? CBC's Jim Agapito found out.
It would feel really creepy, and the robot might break down or something, and then you might be killed, and that wouldn't really end well.
And so that makes you a little nervous?
Yeah.
The first thing I thought of was those self-driving cars, and I would never drive in one of those. So I guess looking at that way might be a little bit scary, but I'm looking at the health perspective and just helping the medical team.
Surprisingly, that's not the first time I'm hearing it actually. I've heard it before, but yeah, I mean, I would feel a little safer in the hands of a robot where I know it can't go wrong. But when it does, I am a surgeon myself, so yeah.
Now, all kidding aside, there are, of course, benefits for doctors using a robot during surgery. Manitoba unveiled its first $3.6 million intuitive surgical Da Vinci robot, and it's changing the way that operations are done in our province. Jim, CBC's Jim Agapito, who was there speaking with people, also recently spoke to surgeons at Health Sciences Centre about the new technology.
This is Mona. She's Manitoba's first ever Da Vinci surgery robot. Mona helps surgeons perform minimally invasive surgeries on patients like you can see from these hospitals across Canada. She's been at the Health Science Centre since last September and is named after Leonardo da Vinci's most famous painting, the Mona Lisa.
A lot of patients are excited about it. It's brand new technology to Manitoba, and it is on the cutting edge of surgical care.
That's Dr. Jilly Akhtar-Dinesh, a thoracic surgeon at HSC. She uses Mona to perform many operations daily, like the one she's performing here. They are surgeries that happen in the chest and involve organs such as the lungs, heart, and trachea.
Some patients have asked if the robot is doing the operation or if the surgeon is. The surgeon is still very much in charge of the operation. It is robot assisted.
Mona is made of 3 different parts. The surgeon sits and looks down on a vision cart, which acts as the magnified eyes of the surgeon. They use their hands to control the central console, which operates the patient's side cart. That cart has 4 robotic arms that acts like the surgeon's hands and arms. It's responsible for performing all the various surgical tasks, from holding instruments like scalpels or scissors to performing incisions. So it's almost like the surgeon is playing a video game through virtual reality.
For any robotic operation, we need 4 small incisions. They're about 8 millimeters each. And that's what their robotic arms attach to. So the surgeon at the beginning of the operation scrubs in his bedside, makes those small incisions, inserts the robotic arms, and then the surgeon goes and sits on the robotic console, which is often on the other side of the operating room, and through that console is able to control all of the robot's arms and perform the operation. We've also found it to be beneficial to patients because they have less pain, they have expedited recoveries, they spend less time in hospital, and they've been able to return to their normal life a lot quicker, which is ultimately all that matters.
Al Simons knows this best. After having a biopsy last year, he was diagnosed with early prostate cancer and required surgery. Doctors used Mona to operate on him last December. Simon says if it wasn't for Mona, his recovery would be much longer.
After about 2 weeks, got the catheter out of there, and I'm like, well, feeling pretty good now. I'm ready to go back to the gym here and stuff. But you got to wait your 6-week period because I don't want to mess anything up. That's after going through all of that. I've talked to people that have had the old method done. One guy I know had a permanent catheter the rest of his life. I've heard of people incontinent the rest of their lives and nerve damage and stuff with the old method, But I'm sure there's a lot of success stories too with the original method, but my continence just snapped back like that. I was, within a month, I was pretty much 100%.
And that's making huge progress on addressing some of our medical backlogs our province is facing, says surgical lead for Shared Health, Dr. Edward Bushell. He says if they can send a patient home after 1 day, it opens beds for other people in need.
300 bed days is an entire bed in our system bought back. The robot's buying back numerous beds per day that become available for other people, our emergency room patients that come in because they've been in a significant trauma and they need our care. And we don't have the beds and they wait in the emergency room and it backs up our emergency rooms. So the robot, by decreasing the use of our inpatient beds, allows other people that need those beds to go into them sooner. Most importantly, we train our people on the robot. They like that. They want to stay. They come back. I have more surgeons.
And if Mona can also help address the doctor shortage, officials say that could be a win-win situation for health in our province. Jim Agapito, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Thanks to Jim for that report.